graveyard buried in plain sight. Sounds like something straight out of a Halloween movie.
Our Steve Harris is back to finding backyard graveyards. This time, the plots are right out in the open.
Not in my backyard. That's a phrase that means don't put something undesirable near my house.
Steve, you've used that phrase before.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have. Let's roll the tape.
Not in my backyard. That's a phrase that means don't locate something undesirable close to me. Not in my backyard. Now that's a phrase that usually means don't put something bad close to my house. You know, a lot of good stories start with the same opening line, though. I mean, ever heard of Once Upon a Time? Anyway, what could be more undesirable in your backyard than a graveyard? Besides, everyone loves a good sequel. First stop, Lake St. Louis. Sandwiched between the Meadows shopping mall and some apartments, you'll find this graveyard. Dating back to the late 1800s, it's been around a lot longer than the Meadows shopping mall. I had questions, but no one was home. They ghosted me. Our next stop, Wolf Cemetery in Cottleville. You'll find a lot of 1700s on these headstones. Headstones you can see from your deck if you live in this subdivision.
We just moved here last year in August.
Jim lives right across the street, and he's not bothered by it.
Very peaceful. The kids don't, in fact, the kids leave it alone.
In fact, no one in the neighborhood seemed to mind the graveyard or my digging. Did it bother you that there's a cemetery?
It's funny. It did not bother me, but my stepdaughter made a comment about it. They think it's kind of funny, but I think at the time they were a little off-put by it.
Our final resting place rests on the campus of Holt High School in Wentzville. Right between the baseball field and the cafeteria sits Old Walker Burying Ground. So how many people know this exists?
Golly, that's a great question. Not a lot.
Nicole Nolan knows all about it.
This was just private property at some time, a big farm. It's got someone who fought in the American Revolution and then later moved to this area, as well as a captain in the War of 1812.
Turns out people are more fascinated than frightened by backyard graveyards.
Kind of a really neat piece of history that's so close to us. It's something to be proud of.
Steve Harris, First Alert 4.
It's interesting to see the ways that they don't disturb the dead. So they, they build around, whether it be a school or whatever, and there they are.
There they are. They just leave them there. I wouldn't want to disturb the dead.
No, no.
Very wise. All right. Well, let's take a live look in downtown Kirkwood.